Privet, civilized world, this is Runglish news, aka news from Russia by ALBATROSS. Thank you so much for positive feedback in the previous episode. With such a support, this channel will be as big as my music one very soon. Don't forget to share this episode with your friends and subscribe to my channel because I see you watching not subscribed. You know what will happen, I will check your IP and come to your home. Sensation of the week. Russia extended the grain deal for 2 more months. An explanation for those who live on the moon. Ukraine has a lot of grain, and all this harvest cannot be sold because of the war. It's blocked in the warehouses. According to the terms of this deal, Ukraine has an opportunity to export its grain using the ports on the Black Sea, which are now blocked by Russians. But some European sanctions against Russia should be cancelled. For example, Russian fertilizers and Russian grain should be able to be exported to. Russian banks related to agriculture should be connected to SWIFT and so on. And of course, the grain from Ukraine. I'm rhyming, grain from Ukraine. And of course, the grain from Ukraine should primarily go to the poor countries, which have problems with hunger. But what happens in real life? First, almost all the grain goes to Europe instead of going to poor African countries. And it's very good for European population because they can buy cheaper stuff, but not good for European farmers. Because the grain from Ukraine, very good quality, very low price. Farmers cannot compete and they can go bankrupt because of it. Second, all the benefits for Russia are not provided. Banks not connected to SWIFT, no export from Russia allowed, lots of sanctions, lots of problems still, so Russia has no benefit at all. Third, Ukraine makes a shit ton of money selling the grain and uses this money to buy weapons to kill Russians. And Europeans, buying cheaper grain, can't invest more money in weapons and give these weapons to Ukraine to kill more Russians. So, looks like for Russia, this deal is absolute nightmare. So, it turns out that Russia voluntarily helps Ukraine and Europe to kill more Russian soldiers. What the fuck is going on? And as usual, everybody forgot about Africa. Guys, let's check where this grain is going to. According to the statistics provided by the Western media, by now more than 30 million tons of grain has been exported from Ukraine, and only 600,000 tons went to the countries like Afghanistan, Kenya, and other places with such a problem. So how much is this? 2%? 2%! Okay, and where is other 98%? In China and in Europe. I love the way everybody helps poor countries to survive the hunger. One love, guys, keep going. New diversions in Russia. Another train in Crimea derailed because of the explosion. Such things happen every day in all the Russian regions close to Ukrainian border. The train with cars full of grain has been derailed probably because somebody damaged the tracks. This is the cruel reality of warfare. Of course, Ukrainian does everything to destabilize the situation inside Russia. That's why we have a lot of terrorist acts, a lot of explosions, diversions like that. So that's the ugly face of the war, guys. Let's hope it will be over soon. Because no matter who wins the battle, Russia or Western coalition, it means a lot of casualties to everybody, and for Ukraine, it means a total mess in Ukrainian towns. Just look at Artyomovsk, aka Bakhmut, how it's looking now. Do you think for people who've been living in there, it's a big difference who smashed the town, one side or another side? Let's just hope it will be over soon, guys. Greenpeace leaves Russia. The General Procuracy of Russian Federation decided that Greenpeace is not only saving nature in Russia, but also trying to influence the Russian politics and supports anti-Russian initiatives inside the country. Actually, they mean that Greenpeace is supporting economic isolation of Russian Federation. I think in reality it's not a big deal. But the Western media can make a news bomb out of it, like, hey, look at Russians, they banned the Greenpeace, they don't care about environment anymore, Russia is absolute evil, blah blah blah, and all things like that. I have a real experience of living in the United States of America, now in Latin America, and what can I say, guys? Russia is much cleaner. Less garbage in the streets, less homeless people, the water in rivers and lakes are much cleaner, so Even with no Greenpeace, Russia is much better place in terms of environment and for the environment. But garbage in the streets is too subjective example. Let's get something bigger, like for example illegal deforestation. Let's compare the deforestation level in Latin America and in Russia. As you see guys, by the way, the statistics is provided by the Western media, not Russian media. So, as you see, Russia is doing better and better year by year, and Latin America is totally fucked up, even though we don't like Greenpeace in Russia. I don't know what you guys think about it, throw your opinions in comments. We will keep killing Russians. The head of Ukrainian intelligence Kirill Budanov publicly saying shit that makes United States not really happy. In the interview with Yahoo, he said something like, "We've been killing Russians and we will kill Russians anywhere in this world." It sounds like a racist terrorism, right? The United States is now the sponsor of Ukraine, so if Ukraine does terrorism, it means the United States is a sponsor of terrorism, which of course is not the best promotion in the world. Probably after this incident, Budanov had a very uncomfortable phone call with his American supervisor, and now he is trying to say that Yahoo cut the phrase, that they edited it, and he said a different thing.
Ваша відповідь журналісту порталу Yahoo. Все, що я прокоментую, це те, що ми вбивали росіян і будемо вбивати росіян будь-де на всьому світі до повної перемоги України.
Це трошки порізана версія того, що я сказав. З неї вирізали, я зараз почув, як то кажуть, найголовніше. Росіян, які є військовими злочинцями, які вчинили злочини проти людяності, воєнні злочини. Я не маю нічого, в принципі, як би це погано не звучало, нічого особистого проти там росіян. Мені не подобається відверто, я теж це відверто кажу, вони мені не подобаються.
Actually, Ukrainian propaganda works very well. The only problem they have is that saying shit from time to time, which makes their sponsors look stupid. I don't know if it was in the Western media, but some times ago, Ukrainians made a drink called Bucha Kombucha. How do you like this marketing, guys? It's the same level of craziness if, for example, in Israel, in Haifa, the Red Sea shore, let's imagine the local guys will open the sea resort and call it something like Cost Holocaust. Can you imagine this? I would like to see a classic morning of the USA guy who is the Ukrainian supervisor. He probably wakes up, turns his computer on, praying like, please don't say shit today, don't say shit today. And when he see the news and he's like, oh fuck. Hey Johnny, can you imagine? They call the drink newborn's Russian blood.
Думав такі назви.
Ми з нашим класним керівником.
А чому саме такі?
Це більш такі патріотичні назви, веселі, які сподобаються людям і вони захочуть купувати.
In Khanty-Mansiysk region of Russia, a secondary school principal, who's by the way a former police officer, spotted a girl with braids made of yellow and blue colors. Ah, it's Ukrainian propaganda, thought the principal. And she called the police. Police came to the mama of that girl like, hey, what the hell are you doing? Are you supporting Ukraine? Of course, the family was in shock. The girl just loves blue and yellow. What the fuck? Fortunately, nobody got arrested because the police was not stupid that time and they understood that it was really nothing. The girl just likes these colors. Also in Moscow, a janitor of an elderly care center was arrested because he came to his job in a jacket of blue and yellow colors. A Russian Duma deputy Vladislav Davankov got really mad about it. And he said that according to such a policy, we have to shoot all the chickadee birds in Russia because they are also yellow and blue. Russian rappers will not be able to rap about drugs. Oh my god, it can make Russian rap better than the original American one. Russian authorities discussing the new amendments to the Criminal Code of Russian Federation, which will make rapping about drugs equal to promoting drugs. And for this you might go to jail. They also should ban rapping about expensive cars, sluts and jewelry, and it will make Russian rap great again. If these amendments got approved, the Russian rappers will have to forget about drugs from the beginning of 2024. Yay! Nissan said they lost almost $1 billion because of leaving Russia. It's 20% more loss than they expected. What can I say, Nissan, have you ever heard about parallel import? Look at Iran, they are under sanctions more than 40 years. What do you think, they don't have cars or what? Parallel import, Nissan. By the way, this year, Nissan is planning to sell 29% more cars in North America. Guys, North Americans, who the fuck buys a Nissan if you have Dodge, if you have Chevy, if you have Ford, if you have Tesla, if you have, I don't know, a lot of amazing cars which your own country is making? Who the hell buys a Nissan? In Russia, of course, if you choose between Lada and Lada Sedan! And the Nissan will be a nice choice, even though we don't have that real Japanese Nissan. We had a piece of shit Nissan like Renault Nissan Corporation, you know. But still, it's much better than Lada. But in the USA, who the hell buys Nissan? Guys, why you do it? You who, you masochist? If you don't want your own American car, send it to me. I will be happily driving a Dodge or GMC or whatever. And you go buy Nissan if you want. What the hell? Skoda lost more than 43% of their income because of leaving Russia. What can I say? Sorry, Skoda. Because Russia and Skoda is one big love. Russians love Skoda. Everybody have been buying a lot of Skoda before the war. Now I hope we will have Skoda using parallel import because Russians love it. And it's a really nice car. By the way, Skoda has new plans too. They're gonna sell more cars in India this year. Hey, guys in India, if you're watching me, buy Skoda. It's an amazing car. Skoda. You know what to do. And every episode I will be talking about your cars. Right now, guys, I pass the microphone to Natasha aka Bagheera. Get ready for the hot report.
Hello всем! I'm Natasha aka Bagheera, and today we ask Russian people about Americans. Let's go!
Как ты считаешь, правда ли, что в Америке бывает сырный спрей?
Yes, I think it's true.
Нет.
Нет такого, думаешь, нет?
I think it's lie.
Сырный спрей? Ну, наверное, существует какой-нибудь. Не знаю, может быть, для того, чтобы добавлять его в сырный капучино. Есть же такой.
Сырный спрей? Да.
И для чего?
Поливать пиццу.
Сырный спрей? Я не слышал о нем ничего.
Кто президент США?
Байден. Джо Байден.
А у нас кто президент?
Путин.
Come on, man.
Этот старик-то, господи, забыла.
Джо Байден.
Байден, Джо Байден, да.
Как его
Ну, фамилию.
Байден?
Был Трамп, стал Джо Байден.
Какое любимое блюдо американцев?
Бургеры? Бургер.
Бургеры.
Бургерс. Бургеры.
Я думаю, что индейка, но масс-поп нам с вами рассказывают про гамбургеры, я предполагаю.
И блинчики с кленовым сиропом, я бы сказала еще.
Столица США.
Вашингтон.
Washington, D.C. is the capital of USA, of the USA.
I don't know because the geography is my нелюбимый lesson.
Вашингтон.
Вашингтон.
Конечно же, Вашингтон, Д.С.
Почему американо называется американо кофе?
I think that coffee americano так называется because оно произведено в Америке.
Maybe because Americano is from the USA. I know that coffee is not from the USA, but maybe this drink particular.
Я не знаю. I don't know.
Американо, ну это вообще ведь кофе итальянский. о его названии, о его причинах такого названия мне ничего не известно.
Do you know why coffee Americano is called like this? In World War II, American soldiers came to Italy and Italian espresso was too strong for them. So they asked to add water to espresso and Italians started calling this type of coffee Americano.
89% of Russians trust Putin according to the latest poll data. You can like it or you can not like it, guys, but it's just the truth. It's the fact. Western media shows you mostly left-wing Russians which are anti-Putin, which are very, very liberal, very, very pro-European, pro-American. But in real life, they are very tiny minority. People in Russia love Putin because of a very, very, very simple reason. For many generations, Putin's era is the best time of their life. Ask Russian people who were born in 50s, let's say, after the World War II, what did they see in Soviet Union? Deficit of everything, consequences of the war, Iron Curtain, lots of problems, then breakup of the Soviet Union, perestroika, crazy 90s. 90s is actually a legendary era in Russian history. 90s is absolutely crazy. Crime everywhere, problems with everything. It was insane. And after all this crazy mess comes Mr. Putin and makes Russia great again. Russia in 2003 and Russia is in 2013. It's two absolutely different countries. People started to have normal life, which they never had before. And if you ask all that hundreds of millions of people in Russia who gave them that new, better life, they will say Putin. That's why they like him. Because what people need? People need good life. They don't give a shit. And the argument like, hey, but he started the war, which will make Russia being under the sanctions forever, is not working. Because these people think that Putin does the right thing, that he's protecting his country from the Western expansion. You can spend all your life trying to explain your different point of view, but it will not work. This argument as useless as, for example, if in Ukraine you start saying to Ukrainians things like, hey guys, Russia is not guilty in invading your country. Your stupid government forced Russia to do this, so blame your government, don't blame Russia. Will this argument work in Ukraine? Never. And it's normal, that's the real life. I think in Ukraine the same amount of people trust Zelensky. I didn't check the statistics, it's just my opinion. I think so. So that's how it works. Shit happens when you have military censorship. A history student bought a book which is memoirs of some German Nazi SS officer. He probably needed this book for education, I don't know. And while during his trip in metro, he opened the book and started reading. And somebody spotted the Nazi guy on the cover of the book and called the police. People go people crazy. Of course, student was arrested and he was found guilty in promoting Nazi symbols publicly. And he was sentenced to 5 days of administrative arrest with the book destroyed. Really, they destroyed the book. But it's being sold legally. It's in bookstores everywhere. You can go buy it. It's being sold online. Why the hell? Why don't you destroy all that shops and all that books too? Only the guy's book. It's not normal in Russia, guys, absolutely. It wasn't like this before the war, so I hope this crazy military censorship shit will be over when the war will be over. Let's hope it happens soon. A mayor of Krasnodar told the police to check if anybody sings Ukrainian songs in karaoke bars. Here we have a very popular artist, Verka Serdyuchka. It's actually a man, a guy from Ukraine. His name is Andriy Danilko. In 90s, he created a very popular music show. He was singing like very nice, very cheerful and fast pop songs, being dressed up like a funny woman. And he got insanely popular in post-Soviet countries. Everybody loves Verka Serdyuchka, especially in karaoke, when people are drunk, on birthdays, on weddings. So it's like a music to go crazy. People really love him. And somebody in Krasnodar in karaoke was singing Verka Serdyuchka, and the song, which is actually in Russian language, had one line in Ukrainian, «Ще не вмерла Україна». It's a line from a Ukrainian national anthem. Somebody heard, called the police, and now all the karaoke bars in Krasnodar are being checked in case somebody sings the songs with Ukrainian lyrics. Ay. Guys, this is the most stupid shit possible. I really hate it. I hate when people try to ban culture, try to ban languages, try to ban music. It happens in Ukraine now, but Russia, please, let's not do it at least in Russia, because that's the most fucked up shit possible. That's all for today, guys. Not so much crazy news this week, and it's probably more good than bad. Don't forget to tell me in comments what would you like to hear about from my personal reporter Natasha. She will be happy to tell you more about Russian life, about different aspects of Russian culture, guys. And I actually so happy to read your comments. Give me more feedback, it will help me to make these videos better. Thank you so much for supporting me, for everybody who donates, thanks a lot. For everybody who's not donating now but wants to, all the links in the description. For everybody who wants to learn Russian language, same, links in the description. I have personal mic style classes. For those who wanna travel to Russia with no problems, Cabot Travel Center.
Какие девушки нравятся американцам?
Сильные,
Сильные?
спортивные, красивые. Чтобы готовили вкусно.
Russians?
Russian girls.
Russian girls.
Русских.
She literally has a fire in her. She makes you wine fucking jealous. Your buns are fucking melons. Your tits are fucking gallons.